Good morning all. So today we will see the AND or logic. So already we have discussed what is a AND logic. If you have two inputs, if one input is false and another input is also false, then output is false. If one input is false, the second input is true, the output is false. If one input is true, the second input is false, the output is false. If both the inputs are true, the output is true. This is what the AND logic. Here, this AND logic, we will reduce. The reduced AND logic is, see, in Python, the evaluation will be takes place from left side to right side. Left side to right side. So if I write a function like this, A and with the B, if you write a function A and with B, first it is going to check the first variable, that is A. So let us consider how the function is A and B. First it will check for A. Depending upon this, B evaluation will be done with AND logic. So how it will be takes place is, see here, if the input A is false, so what is your output? If the input is false, the output is we are getting as false irrespective of your input. Irrespective of your input, the output is false. So the output we will write as false. Next, if the first input is true, if the first input is true, irrespective, if the second input is false, the output is also false. If the second input is true, the output is also true. So with respect to A, if we can write or we can reduce like this. If first input is true, the output is it is nothing but the second variable. Here also, this I'll replace with the first input A. First input A. Clear? So in AND logic, if both the inputs are false, the output is false. If one input is false, the second input is true, output is false. If first input is true, the second input is false, the output is false. If both the inputs are false, true, the output is true. In the reduction, what we are doing is based upon the value of A. If A is false, so what is your output? False. So that you can write as false, or it is following A. So I'll take this element as A. If the first input is true, the output is following the second input. If the second input is false, output is also false. If the second input is true, output is also true. So we can write if the first input is true, the output is second input. Everyone clear about this AND logic? Any doubts in this?
Yes.
Yes. Next, the same thing we go for OR gate. The same thing we will go for OR gate. In the OR logic, next we will write the OR logic. So in the OR logic, if both the inputs are false, the output is false. If first input is false, second input is true, the output is true. If the first input is true, the second input is false, the output is true. If both the inputs are true, the output is also true. So the OR logic is if one of the input is true, the output is false. Output is true, else it is false. So now in the reduction, you can see here, if the first input is false, if the first input is false, so what is your output? It is following the second input. If the second input is false, the output is false. The second input, if it is true, the output is also true. So we can write when the input is, the first input is false. So that what is the output we can take? The output is nothing but the second input B. The second input B, if we are performing the A ORed with B. A ORed with B, if you are doing, if first input is false, the second, the output will follow the second input. The second case, if you say, if the first input is true, if first input is true, what is the output? Either your second input is true or false, the output is going to be true. So when A is true, that is first input is true, so the output is true. So where true is nothing but A, here I can write as A. So this is what the reduced OR logic. The reduced OR logic. Again, I'm repeating. The OR logic is if one of the input is true, the output is true. If both the inputs are false, the output is false. So now here, first we are taking when A is false. When A is false, so what is the output you are getting? If B is false, output is also false. If B is true, output is also true. So we can write when A is equivalent to false, the output is B. Similarly, when it comes to the second case, when the first input is true, when the first input is true, the output is following the first input rather than the second input. Irrespective of the second input, the output is always true. So we can write when the first input is true. So what is your output? What is your output? So output is true, which is nothing but A. So this is what the reduced AND logic and reduced OR logic. So the combining, I'll write like this. The combining, I'll write like this. So this is the first input. The first input. The first input. What is the AND logic and what is the OR logic? What is the AND logic? What is the OR logic? So in the OR logic, as I'm having here, I'll write if the first input is false, the second input is true. So what is your output? Here it is B and here it is A. Here it is A. Whereas for AND gate, when the input is false, what is the output you are going to get? What is the output you are going to get? In the both the cases, it is false. So here it is nothing but A. When the first input is true, the output is the second input B. So this is what the AND logic and OR logic. So this table, try to remember this table. So if it is AND logic, based upon the first input value, then we have to decide what is the output, whether the output is first data or second data. Everyone make a note of this table. Shall I move to next one?
So 1 minute.
Make a note of this table. So everyone followed this logic. If you're not followed, once again, I'll repeat. If you're followed, we'll move to the next topic.
Sir, please repeat again, sir.
This is called as reduced AND logic. Once again, I'll take AND gate. Okay. See, in the AND logic, so what is AND logic is defined as if both the inputs are true. If both the inputs are true, the output is true, else the output is false. Else the output is false. If both the inputs are true, the output is true. For remaining cases, the output is false. So in the reduction AND gate, I'll check only the first input. I'll check only the first input. So what is the first input value here? False. So when the first input is false, irrespective of the second input, either it may be a false or it may be a true. So what is your output? False. So whether it is following A or B, whether it is following A or B here. So I'm taking A and B, A and B. So when A is false, when A is false, the output is false. So this I can replace with A. This I can replace with A because A is false here. Next, when A is true here, see the table. When A is true here, so what is your output? If the second input is false, the output is false. If the second input is true, the output is true. That means it is following here. In this case, it is following the second input. So I can write when A is true. So what is the output here? You'll get B. When A is false, so when A is false, in these two cases, you can check it is following A. It is following A. When A is true, when A is true, so when A is true, the output is following the second input, that is B. So I am taking the first input as A, the second input as B. So when the first input is false, for AND logic, the output is first input. If the first input is true, what is the output? It is second input. Next, in the OR logic, if first input is false, if first input is false, the output is B. If first input is true, so the output is. Still any doubt in this logic? You don't follow? Jayakant, done? So now we will move to analyzing. We will move to analyzing the output for few cases. So before going to this, in Python, if any variable is given with 0, if any variable is given with 0 or empty space, empty one space or false, it will be treated as false. It will be treated as false. The remaining cases, it will take as true. It will take as true. Now coming to the program here, let us assume I, j, k is equivalent to 4 minus 1, 0. 4 minus 1, 0. So that means here, what is the value of I? I is equivalent to 4. What is the value of j? J is equivalent to minus 1. What is the value of k? K is equivalent to 0. So in terms of Boolean, if you take, as it is not belongs to any one of these values, it is not 0, it is not an empty space, it is not a false. So this logic will be taken as true. J is equivalent to minus 1. It is also will be taken as true. What about k is equivalent to 0? So it will be considered as false. It will be considered as false. See, first we will see the OR logic. What is the W it is given? What is the W it is given? W is equivalent to I ORed with J ORed with K. So whenever we have multiple operators, first it will check for it. First it is going to be check for the order of precedence. The order of the precedence. As the OR operator we are having, the two operators are OR operators. As the same operator we are using, always the evaluation will be done from left side to right side. The evaluation will be done from left side to right side. Now coming to I ORed with J. So what could be our output? Whether it is I or J. So what is the I value? What is the I value? True. What is I value? True. So in our logic, if the input is true, so what is the output? What is the output? It is same as that of the first input. So when you do I ORed with J, so what is your output? You'll get I. You'll get the output as I. So next, what is the thing we are having? I ORed with J, ORed with K. ORed with K. So now already we have done I ORed with J. We got I ORed with J as I. So these two we will replace with I. What is left out here? I ORed with K. I ORed with K. So what is the value of I ORed with K? So what is I here? I is true. I is true. So when I is true, that is first input is true. So what is your input? First input only. It is going to be first input only. So that means here I'll get the output as I. Here you're going to get the output as I. So after evaluation, what could be your W value? What could be your W value? It is the value of I. What is the value of I? It is nothing but 4. So if you print, so this is going to be print 4. This is going to be print 4. Everyone understood this W. Everyone is understood this W. So first I am taking IJK as 4 minus 1, 0. 4. Either it is belongs to true or false. What you can consider as false? If the value of the variable is 0 or empty space and false, only these 3 cases will be considered as false. The remaining cases will be considered as true. So I is true, J is true, K is false. Now we will move to Y. We will move to Y. So what is Y logic? It is given. The next one we are having is Y. For evaluating Y, so Y is equivalent to I ORed with J and with sorry, X, right? Second one is X. I'll move to Y later. So here X is equivalent to I and with J and with K. So how many operators we are having? 2 operators. And operators we are having, both are same. So the evaluation will be done from left side to right side. So first we are going to perform A and with J. A and with J. So what is AND logic we are having? What is AND logic we are having? If first input is false, the output is first input. If the first input is true, the output is second input. So now coming to our case, so what is the I value here? True. So as the first input is true, so what is your output? B. So here B is nothing but J. B is nothing but J. So now we are going to be evaluate the second operator, that is A, I and with J and with K. So when you do I and with J, so what is the output we are getting? J. So again we are doing J and with K. So again J is true. So if the first input is true, so what is your output? Second input. So that is nothing but K. So here for X, for X. So we are going to get the output as K. So what is the K value here? -1. K value is -1, that it is going to be print. That is going to be print. So everyone clear about the X? If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll move to the third case.
So can you repeat once?
Okay, once again I'll repeat. Say in X logic, what is the expression they give? What is the expression they give? They give the expression as I and with J and with K. So this is what the expression X. Here we have two operators, that is AND operators we are having. So when you have the same operator, the evaluation will be done always from left side to right side. So here first it is going to be evaluated I and with J. I and with J. So what is the I value here? What is the I value here? True. So in the AND logic, if first input is true, if the first input is true, so what is the output? What is the output? It is second input. It is second input. So now in our case, as I is true, so when you perform I and with J, it is going to return J. It is going to return J. So whatever the J value is there, that it is going to be pass. That it is going to be pass. Next, we are having the total expression is I and with J and with K. So what we got for I and with J, we got as J. So now it is reduced to J and with K. It is reduced to J and with K. So what is the J value here? True. As J value is true, so when the first input is true, what is the output you're going to get? The second input. So now in the our case, J is first input, K is the second input. As the first input is true, so the output is equivalent to K. The output is going to be K. So when you do X is equivalent to I and with J and with the K, it is going to be written K. So what is the K value? What is the K value it is going to return? So it is K, right? K value is 0. So K value it is going to return. This is 0. Next, you have Y is equivalent to I odd with J and with K. So the Y expression is Y is I odd with J and with K. Now, how many operators we have? Two operators we are having. One is OR operator, another one is AND operator. So whenever you have two different operators, always it will be go for precedence. Always AND will be evaluated first, followed by OR. First AND will be evaluated, followed by OR. So out of these two operations, first it is going to be evaluate. First it is going to be evaluate the AND operation. So what is the AND operation we are having? The AND operation we are having is J and with K. J and with K. So what is J value? J value is true. So as we know for AND logic, if the first input is true, what is the output? What is the output? It is the second input. So now in this case also, as J is true, when you perform J and K, it is going to return. It is going to return K. It is going to return K. So now what is the total expression we are having? I odd with J and with K and with K. So we got J and K is nothing but K. So what is the reduced expression now? I odd with K. I odd with K. So now what is I value? I value is true. So when I is true for our logic, when I is true, so what is the output you are going to get? The first input only. So that means here we are going to get the output as I only. We are going to get the input as I only. So what is the I value here? 4. So it is going to be written the output as 4. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now try to do the Z case. So what could be our output? So here also we have two expressions. I is equivalent, no, so Z is equivalent to I and with J, I and with J or K. So first, which one will be evaluated? First AND gate will be evaluated. So when you do I and with J, as I is equivalent to true, so what is the output for I and with J? So I and with J, it is going to return J value. It is going to be written J, because when true value is there for the first input, the output will be follows the second input. So now what is the left out value here? It is nothing but J odd with K. So as J is equivalent to true, as J is equivalent to true, so the K will not be considered. So what is the output you are going to get? What is the output it is going to get? J odd with K. So as J is equivalent to true, so the output is first input only, that is J. So it is going to display the output as -1. It is going to display the output as -1. So everyone clear about this? So when you print this, it is going to print. What is the value it is going to be print? 4. The next one is 0. Next one is 4. Next one is -1. So I'll show this one in the evaluation. That is. So here I'll type I comma J comma K is equivalent to 4 comma -1 comma 0. Next W we have. So W is equivalent to I odd with J odd with K. Next X is equivalent to I and with J and with K. Next Y is equivalent to I odd with J and with K. Z is equivalent to I and with J odd with K. Then we go for print option. Print W comma X comma Y comma Z. Now we will run this. So what is the output you'll get? 4, 0, 4, -1. 4, 0, 4, -1. Now everyone clear? Now we will move to the second one. So here, the not operation whenever you do, not operation, it is going to be written always bool. That is boolean. It is always going to be written bool. So now here A is equivalent to 10. A is equivalent to 10. So whether it is true or false, whether A is 10 means whether A is equivalent to true or false, A is equivalent to true. So what is not get operation? What is the not get operation is if the input is true. If the input is true, the output is false. If the input is false, the output is true. This is what the not get operation. If the input is true, the output is false. If the input is false, the output is true. So now coming to the expression, here we have A is equivalent to not of A. Not of A. So first it is going to perform not A. Then whatever the output which you are obtaining, again for that it is going to perform not operation. So first when you do the not of A, so what it is going to be written? So what is the value of A initially? The A is true. So it is going to be written false. It is going to be written false. So when you are performing A is equivalent to not of A. not of A. So first it is going to be written this one as false. So it is nothing but not of false. So now what is the not of false you'll get? So the not get operation, always it is going to be written the boolean, and the not operation is if the input is true, the output will be false. If the input is false, the output will be true. This is what the logic. So when you do the not of A, so as A is true, not of A will become false. Again, for that you are performing again not operation, which it is going to be written true. So now we will see in ideally I'll remove this. Now I'll type this. A is equivalent to 10. A is equivalent to 10. A is equivalent to not of A, not of A. Then print A. Then you print A. So now when you run this, what is the output you are expecting? True. What is the output you are expecting? True. Suppose here if I write B is equivalent to, if I write B is equivalent to not of A, so what it is going to be written? If I print B, print B, so it is going to be print A is true here, right? So when you do the not operation, it has to be written false. It is going to be written false. First one is A is true, B is false as per our program. Everyone clear about this not operation? If you don't have any doubts, I'll move to the next slide. Find the output for the following. X, Y, Z is equivalent to 20, 40, 45. If X is greater than Y and Y, X is greater than Z, print biggest plus string of X. Else Y is greater than X and Y is greater than Z, colon, print biggest is Y. Else Z is greater than X and Y is greater than Y, print biggest is equivalent to plus string of Z. So whether the code is correct or wrong, whether code is correct or wrong.
Wrong, sir. There is elif.
Only one error. So first else I'll change to elif. So now I'll remove this else. I'll put this one as elif. Now it is correct.
No, sir. Else shouldn't have any condition.
Yes. Else never it should possess any condition. Only you should have else the output statement or some execution statements. You should not write a condition for any else value. Right. Now this is what the program with correct one. If X is greater than Y and X is greater than Z, print so and so, that is print X. Else if Y is greater than X and Y is greater than Z, print biggest is Y. Else if Z is greater than X and Z is greater than Y, it is going to be print Z. So now what is the output you are going to get for this case? As Z is having biggest value, so the first condition will be fails. The second condition also will fails. So the third condition will be satisfied and it is going to be print Z. It is going to be print Z. Now, so what type of application is this? What type of operators we are using here?
Ternary operator.
It is a ternary operator. Now tell me what is the output? What is the value of K here? Num is equivalent to 30. Num is a variable that we are assigning to 30. K is equivalent to 100. If num is less than or equivalent to 10, else 500, print K. So what is the condition we are checking here is? The condition which we are checking here it is whether the num is less than or equivalent to 10. Is it true? Is the number is less than or equivalent to 10? Is 30 is less than or equivalent to 10?
No, sir.
No. So it is going to be written else. So that means it is going to be written the output as 500. It is going to be written the output as 500. Suppose if the num is equivalent to 2. If the num is equivalent to true for this condition, so what is the value it is going to be print?
100.
Now the condition is true. 2 is
100.
less than or equivalent to 10. So the true condition, so it is going to be written 100.
100.
Yes. Everyone clear about this ternary operator? Now can you tell what could be the output? Either it is going to be print hello or it is going to be print hi. Okay, hi, it is not having colons properly. So whether it is going to be print hello or it is going to be print hi.
Hi.
Hi. So what is the condition we have placed here? Condition which we have placed here, it is A and with B. The condition which we have placed is A and with B. So now in our case, so what is the value of A we are given with? So A is equivalent to 10. That means it is true. Next, B is equivalent to 60. That means it is also going to be true. So when you perform A and B, if the first input is true, if the first input is true, so what is the output? What is the output? So input A is true, input B is also true. When you do that A and B, A and with the B, and if the first input is true, so what is the output? Output is always the second one. So what is the second one here we are having? B. B. Right. So whether B is greater than 20, whether B is greater than 20, true, right? As B is greater than 20, so it is going to be true and the output is hello, not hi. The output is going to be hello. I'll show this one. So now here you write A is equivalent to 10, B is equivalent to 60. Then we have if A and with B. If A is and with B greater than 20, okay, print hello, right? Else print hi. So before this, I'll print. Before this, I'll try to print A and with B. A and with B. So what is the value it is going to be written? 60. It is going to return B value, that is 60. So here 60 is greater than 20. 60 is greater than 20. Condition is true. Condition is true. So it is going to be print hello. It is going to be print hello. Suppose here instead of and, if I have OR operator. Instead of and, if I have OR operator. So what is the output? What could be our output here? So here when you perform A ORed with B. Here I'm changing instead of this and, now I'm placing R. Now I'm placing R. So now if you place R, so now A is true. So when A is true for OR gate, so what is the output here? Always the first input. Always it is the first input. What is the first input value here? 10. Is 10 is greater than 20? False. The condition is failed. So what is your output? Output is high. The output is high. Everyone understood this? Everyone understood this? Now we will move to the next. Now try to do this. Try to do this. Whether it is going to be print hello or it is going to be print hi. So whenever you do the comparative operations, whenever you do the comparative operators, so it is going to be written always a Boolean. It is going to be written always Boolean. So what is the first condition we are having? What is the first condition we are having? The first condition is A is greater than 20. A is greater than 20. So whether it is going to be written true or false. 10 is greater than 20. It is false. It is going to be written false. So the conditional or comparative, whenever you're doing the conditional operator with the comparison, always it is going to be written. Always it is going to be written the Boolean. So it is going to be written false. What is the second condition we are having? B is greater than 20. B is greater than 20. So B value is 60. 60 is greater than 20. That is true. Now we are doing the condition is A is greater than 20 and B is greater than 20. So what is A is greater than 20? False. And with B is greater than 20. True. So whenever you do false and with true, false and with true, it is going to be written false. It is going to be written false. That means this condition is fails. This condition is fails. Then it will be goes to else block, which it is going to be written high. Which it is going to be written high. Clear? Now I'll move to the next one. See here, is this code is correct? Is this code is correct or any mistakes in this?
Sir, A double equal to.
Here we are doing comparison. Conditional operators, whenever you're doing comparison, it should be double equivalent to. Right. Now, what is the condition we are having? 30 ORed with 40 ORed with 60. How many operators we are having? Two operators we are having. OR operators we are having, or both are same. So the evaluation will be done from left side to right side. So first 30 ORed with 40. 30 ORed with 40. So the first operand is true. The second operand is also true. When the first operand is true, whenever you are doing the OR operator, irrespective of the second operator, it is going to be written the first operand. It is going to be written the first operand. So that is 30. When you do 30 ORed with the 40, 30 ORed with the 40, it is going to be written 30. Clear? Next, whatever the output which you are getting, that we are doing ORed with 60. That we are ORed with 60. So what is 30 value here? 30 is true. 60 is also true. So whenever you perform true ORed with the true, that means first operator, if it is true, so the output is the first operand, that is 30. It is going to be have 30. So now what is the condition we are having? A double equivalent to 30. A double equivalent to 30. So here the condition is false or true, because A value is 10. 10 is equivalent to 30, which is false. So it is going to be else case. It is going to be else case and it is going to be print high. However, as you are doing 30, 40, 60, whether you are maybe using OR operator or you may be using AND operator, it is going to be written any one of the value, that is 30 or 40 or 60. Whatever the value it is going to be written, the condition will be failed. So always it will be going to be print high. Next. Do this. First one is A double equivalent to 30. One error is there. A equivalent to 30, or A is equivalent to 40, or A is equivalent to 60. Next, here, whenever you do the equal operation, the equality operation, so it is going to be written always Boolean. The comparison operators, always it is going to be written Boolean. So A is equivalent to 40, A double equivalent to 60. A is equivalent to 30. Is it true? No. False. A double equivalent to 40. False. A double equivalent to 60. False. So now we are going to reduce the expression as the condition we are having is false, odd with false, odd with false. False odd with false is false. Again, false odd with false is false. So it is going to be print high. It is going to be print high. Next, what is this operator? What is this operator? If
Membership operator.
A in 30, 40, 50, it is a membership operator. In and not in are membership operator. So what is the value of A? A is 10 and you are setting this string or this number in a list which is consist of 30, 40, 50 as it is not existing. If A in 30, 40, 50, it is going to be written false. It is going to be written false. So the output will be print. It will going to be print high statement. It is going to be print high statement. Suppose if it is not in, then it is going to be print hello, because not in will be true if it is not existing. So here the error, what is the error we are having is double equivalent to. So what could be our output for this? What could be our output here? A is equivalent to 12.25, B is equivalent to 12.52. If A double equivalent to B colon print A and B are equal. So what is the output is going to be print? At the output side, what we can see here?
Blank space, nothing.
It is won't print anything because the condition is true. No, 12.25 is not equivalent to 12.52. So it is a else case. So in the program, as we are not having any else case, it is not going to be print. So whenever you run this program, again, the output will be displayed with the command prompt. Next, what are the errors in this? How many errors are there? So semicolon is also accepted in Python. So what is the need of semicolon is whenever you have two assignments, that is A is equivalent to 3, B is equivalent to 5. If you are doing in a single line, then you can write A is equivalent to and A is equivalent to some value, semicolon, B is equivalent to another value, you can have it. So X is equivalent to 10, semicolon is a valid. Y is equivalent to 15 is also valid. If X greater than or equivalent to 2, then print X. So what are the errors we are having here? It is the first error is colon is needed here. Colon is needed here. The second one is then is not allowed. Then is not allowed. And this print statement should be print in. We had to write in next line. We had to write in next line print X. So what it is going to be print? Whether 10 is greater than or equivalent to 2. 10 is greater than or equivalent to 2. True, right? So what is the output you can expect? What is the output? It is going to be print. Ten is wrong answer.
X.
X. Why it is X? Because it is enclosed in string. It is enclosed in single quotes. It will be treated as string. It will be treated as string. If you don't have any single quotes, then it is going to be print 10. Then it is going to be print 10. As you have specified X in single quotes, it is going to be print X, not X value. Right. So I'll stop at this point. Few